Welcome, everybody, to the latest edition of the SNews here at LonghornStation.com with Ahmad Brooks. I'm the TCU Horned Frog mascot.
It's purple looks good.
What do you want? West Bank Cleaners, at least it looks good.
They say it means royalty, man.
It does. Bill Belichick. Very few people can find fault with him, but my partner sure can.
Yeah.
The guy has Super Bowl rings. He got him as an assistant before he became a head coach, too. But he's also a cheater. Alleged to some. Okay, and now
that's cheating, John.
He's starting to show some signs of stress now because the Patriots are sliding a little bit. They lost to the Miami Dolphins by 1 point last week, and they are now 7-5. And some people wonder if it's time to start rebuilding. Is this run with Tom Brady over? Here's what happened yesterday. 4 players, including Randy Moss and Adalius Thomas, 2 very good players, were late, showing up for an 8 o'clock meeting. According to reports, Bill Belichick sent those 4 players home. You can't be here on time. You can't be here. Bye. Now, is this something he would normally do? Does it show some signs of stress? How would other players in the locker room react to something like this? You've been in a locker room in that division. What are your thoughts?
Well, see, and you that's a great question, John. The first thing I asked when I heard this, I said, hey, how did they even know he was late? Because I'm not so sure. You know, he's so tight-lipped there, and that organization tries to protect everything that goes on within that organization. Who exposed these players here? Now, granted, every NFL team has a meeting every morning. That's just the way it works. The coach wants to make sure you're there, albeit special teams, whatever the case may be, you're supposed to be there. Now, if Randy Moss and these leaders of this team showed up late, what I think it speaks more volumes of is the fact that what Tom Brady was saying is earlier in the week, Tom Brady said that these guys haven't put as much effort in as they have in previous years. He called several of his teammates out. Maybe this is what he's talking about. And when you make a comment like that, you certainly put your coach out there as well as a guy who it's his responsibility to make sure guys are putting in a greater effort. He's the one that enforces these rules. He's the one that enforces guys coming in, studying film, being on time. And I think this is what you're seeing here. I don't think this is a big deal. These guys will play because they have to. As John mentioned, they're struggling. And you do not want to see Randy Moss and other leaders of this lineup out because they were late. I don't think this will really affect them, but I think it was a wake-up call. And if you're a young player in that locker room, you're thinking to yourself, if he'll do it to Randy Moss, he'll do it to me. I should probably get in line and do it pretty quick here, or Belichick might have my neck.
You know, conversely, being a manager, certainly not an NFL head coach, but being a manager, you have certain expectations. You want your leaders to set the standard. Weather was a serious issue in the Northeast yesterday. However, everybody other than those 4 found a way to get there on time, so you can't use weather as an excuse, unfortunately. But it's got to be troubling for Belichick because he knows Randy Moss is a freakish talent and obviously a leader. Everybody knows what he's capable of. He had an amazing catch over a defender yesterday last weekend and walked in for a touchdown. So when that guy's late, I think this was hard for Belichick to do. I think he realized he had to do it, but I don't think he got any joy out of it. He would much rather Randy Moss have made it on time as opposed to having suspended him. But I still think it'll be interesting to see whether this is the beginning of the end for the New England Patriots. Join us tomorrow. We hope to have an interview with former Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Allen. So we'll bring you that tomorrow as we gear up towards the Heisman Trophy ceremonies this weekend. See you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Ahmad Brooks, John Medani, The Wake Up Call at AM 1300, The Zone.